I went into my research project with a biased view on Muslims and the laws practiced in the Middle East, because I, possibly like you, had only seen the worst of it all through news and media. Every week, there was a clip on the news of an American president talking about how another ISIS leader has been killed. Though ISIS is extremist, people who are just doing their thing that identify as Muslim have copped so much for events they had no part in. I had learnt about Sharia law through YouTube videos negatively portraying Muslims for literally everything. In my research, it finds what I had known about Sharia law back then wasn't completely factual. My question that I wanted answered was, to what extent does Sharia law have a connection with the Quran? Because I wanted at least some kind of reason for all the problems I had heard about with Sharia law. To answer this question, well, for you and myself, I have chopped up this video into parts with brief intermissions. The Quran, which also goes by Quran and Koran, is believed to be a revelation from Allah, told to the final prophet Muhammad through the Archangel Gabriel. While the Bible is the book that Christians base everything off of, the Quran actually makes mention to the Bible, even the people's names. Muslims believe that Allah was behind all the big name scriptures, with the Quran being the book to rule them all. Sharia law is of religious origin, forming a part of the Islamic tradition. It is taken from religious texts, especially the Quran and the Hadith. In the Arabic language, the term Sharia refers to Allah's immutable divine law. Historically, Sharia law has been applied to Sharia courts by ruler-appointed judges. The judges mainly dealt with civil disputes and community affairs. When put into a legal system, it is quite broad, with that while other legal codes regulate public behavior, Sharia regulates that of public behavior, private behavior, and even private beliefs. While most legal codes prefer rehabilitation and incarceration, Sharia law prioritizes punishment and capital punishment. Some of the rules under Sharia law, according to BillionBibles.org, are as followed. Theft is punishable by amputation of the hands. Criticizing or denying any part of the Quran is punishable by death. Criticizing Muhammad or denying that he is a prophet is punishable by death. Criticizing or denying Allah is punishable by death. A Muslim who becomes a non-Muslim is punishable by death. A non-Muslim who leads a Muslim away from Islam is punishable by death. A non-Muslim man who marries a Muslim woman is punishable by death. A woman or girl who has been raped cannot testify in court against her rapist. Testimonies of 4 male witnesses are required to prove a rape of a female. A woman or girl who alleges rape without producing 4 male witnesses is guilty of adultery. A woman or girl found guilty of adultery is punishable by death. A male convicted of rape can have his conviction dismissed by marrying his victim. Muslim men have sexual rights to any woman/girl not wearing the hijab. A woman can have 1 husband who can have up to 4 wives. Muhammad can have more. A man can marry an infant girl and consummate the marriage when she is 9 years old. Girls' clitorises should be cut. A man can beat his wife for insubordination. A man can unilaterally divorce his wife. A wife needs her husband's consent to divorce. A divorced wife loses custody of all children over 6 years of age or when they exceed it. A woman's testimony in court, allowed in property cases, carries half the weight of a man's. A female heir inherits half of what a male heir inherits. A woman cannot speak alone to a man who is not her husband or relative. And Muslims should engage in taqiyya and lie to non-Muslims to advance Islam. Thanks to a very helpful website, I was actually able to find the rules of Sharia law and the Quran quotes next to them. The reason again I wanted this question answered is because I wanted some written justification, even if the punishments are unethical, some written, holy justification for why these punishments need to be taken out. And if it's the word of Allah, that's the best justification you can get. Theft is punishable by amputation of the hands. This relates to Quran 5:38, which reads, "As the thief, both male and female, cut off their hands. It is the reward of their own deeds, an exemplary punishment from Allah. Allah is mighty, wise." Testimonies of 4 male witnesses are required to prove rape of a female. Quran 24:13 reads, "Why did they not produce 4 witnesses? Since they produce not witnesses, they verily are liars in the sight of Allah." A man can beat his wife for insubordination. Quran 4:34 reads, "Men are in charge of women, because Allah hath made the one of them to excel the other, and because they spend of their property for the support of women. So good women are the obedient, guarding in secret that which Allah hath guarded. As for those from whom ye fear rebellion, admonish them and banish them to beds apart, and scourge them. Then, if they obey you, seek not a way against them. Lo, Allah is ever high, exalted, great." As I finished my research, I realized that not all Muslims are the same. I didn't get to interview anyone, but I'm sure there would have been people that had different opinions on how Sharia actually works and the ethicality of it. I have more respect for other cultures now than ever, but at least I'm reassured by the fact these laws aren't just out of nowhere, but they're from a written text. Thank you for watching, and I hope you had a good insight like I did.
Ay, 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 ay.
Butters Production.